Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I see a lot of Vertex people here. We have Hendrich, Joko, Larry. Thank you for being here this afternoon. Good afternoon, DuPoint Markets. And it's another week, another trade for us again. So, again, welcome to our weekly market recap and weekly market review for what's going to happen in the markets for the whole week. And this is your coach, FQ Farnacio of Vertex Trading. So let's try to dive right in with regards to looking into the markets. But before anything else, let's have a little disclaimer first. Any information shared in this live webinar is for your educational purposes only. Trading involves significant amount of risks, and our past performances is not indicative of any future results. So please do take every single thing I say with a grain of salt, and also try to understand and learn from every single thing that we will be discussing for today. So before anything else, like what I've said, let me please introduce myself. My name is FQ Farnacio. I am the president of Ignite Marketing Resources, Inc. And I am part of Vertex. And a lot of you guys have been looking into this kind of webinar or series because, well, we are asking ourselves always, how can I become a really good trader, right? Can you type number one if you are still looking for that holy grail system in trading that, well, everyone is trying hard to find, but I have to tell you right now that there is no actually holy grail trading system. What you have to understand as well is that this webinar is not also a get rich quick scheme. So like what I always say, if you are looking into everything that you will be learning from this webinar as something that it will get you rich right in an instant, this webinar is not for you. So I want everyone to be learning, and I hope you guys are ready. Can you please type number one if you guys are ready? So let's get it on. Again, we are a forever student of the market, and that everything that I will be discussing for this afternoon is all about technical analysis, fundamentals, and also risk management. So try to ready your notebooks because we will also be discussing playbooks of what will potentially happen in the markets during our full week. Okay? So psychology is also important, and risk management in this aspect. So many things to do point first thing and foremost.
DuPoint, the one-stop trading platform for commodities, indices and currency pairs. DuPoint, the one-stop trading platform for commodities, indices and currency pairs.
So huge shout out to DuPoint Markets for actually providing this really good webinar and actually the series that we are having every week for everyone in preparation for our week's trade. So let's have a little backtrack of what's happened from last week, because we had a webinar last November 12, if I remember it right, in that our going directional bias from last week is actually telling us that the market is going to have a good run on shorts. Who among you guys here have been in the webinar in our last module with last week, November 12? Can you type number one if you guys watched it already? If you guys watched it? Yes. Coming from our analysis last week, because of what's happening in the Eurozone, actually, we are looking into the European currency and GBP USD as well having a run on shorts, meaning they will have a really good downside potential given its whole move. And let's review the charts later. Actually, Euro USD went down like midweek of the week last week. Let's say Thursday, it already dropped down 128 pips, and GBP USD also went down 168 pips. And that's actually a really good call, right? So if you guys have been watching the webinar and trying to see things in the market, I highly advise to understand the fundamental aspect and going direction of what we are saying as well. And let's try to review what happened and how can we potentially manage to enter that so-called action of the market? So this is the backtrack. And actually, from the previous slide, also from November 5, we also had a run-up of BTC USD, right? Everybody saw the run-up of BTC USD. We're in BTC from 66K since November 5. Actually, it went up. Right now, it's at around $90,000, right? And that's a really good shot. And congratulations for all you guys who managed to execute those trades, right? Of to all you guys, to all you cryptocurrency people out there, also for forex traders out there who made a run on shorts. From the last weeks, the market was really good. The market was really good. Can you type number 1 if the market was really good to you? The market is really good, right? And let's try to understand and the context. What do we need to consider? Or given that the market is in that state, let's try to review. Okay, let's try to get into those charts and see what drove the market to be in that state. So let's say, for example, let's try to look at what happened with the market during that time. Is that let's try to look at some charts. So we have here, let's try to review BTC, for example, for a while. So BTC, what happened since November 5, it made a really good run up from its whole sideways price action. And considering from our lesson, or knowing the lesson that we have had from last week, we have to identify where we will be separating the idea of that whole sideways price. And like what I've said, we have to take note of the idea of having that first initial high perspective first, then we see that separation of that trend idea. This is a whole sideways, and this is now a whole new uptrend potential scale. We actually have discussed this module yesterday in our StrongPoint server, wherein we are looking into a potential level of resistance with regards to BTC USD, where it is actually now slowing down. If we are to plot our whole range of the whole consolidation or the whole sideways price action, usually the market is always pricing in or considering the whole range of what or where it came from. Take note, this is a whole sideways range, and that the whole sideways range increment from the resistance towards the support will always be that next potential upside that the market will go into. But like what I've said from our module yesterday inside of StrongPoint in Vertex is that take note the considerations where the market came from. Because the market in this perspective, it did not came from a 6 months consolidation. It did not came from a multi-year high consolidation breakout. In this case, it actually came out from at the high perspective. Can you type it in, guys? ATH, at the high perspective, or BTC right now is in an at the high perspective. Given that the market is in an at the high perspective, try to understand the idea generation of a 6 months consolidation, comparing it from an at the high consolidation. Take, for example, this drawing around here. If we have a breakout of a range coming from a downtrend, try to understand that that downtrend has some resistances along the way that might also become a restriction for a specific currency or pair or coin when it actually runs up. In the case of BTC USD, historically speaking, there are no historical price movements that might restrict the price from going up. And this is actually the beauty of where BTC is right now. And a lot of traders are like really so bullish in this kind of market. Can you type bullish if you guys are bullish with what BTC USD is doing right now? The idea that we have to look into, especially with cryptocurrency right now, is that, okay, it is in an at the high perspective and it is in a bull run perspective. The idea that you have to put into your mind is that whenever we are in a cycle of a very strong uptrend, okay, whenever we are in a cycle of a very strong uptrend, try to understand that this market is actually what we call a buyer's market. Can you type it in? Buyer's market. Buyer's market. So the market is telling us that it is a strong sentiment of strong purchases, unless otherwise the market actually snaps, wherein we will be identifying later or trying to understand what will that sign that cryptocurrency will give us na it is actually now bound for that one good reversal potential that it might be showing. Okay? Now, take note. Right now, yes, we are in a resistance perspective or consolidation phase in the market wherein our whole range of that previous sideways is telling us that it is actually on our Darvas resistance perspective level. Now, understanding here is that there will be or there might be potential hiccups in the market to test actually if the resistance is really true. It's a psychological level as well. Psychological levels are actually what we call whole numbers. We are now playing at around 90,000 level in the market. And, well, the market is imposing or a lot of analysts are telling us that it is an easy run for 100,000 for crypto. But like what I've said, our goal is to actually react. And we are traders in the market. It's not for us to actually speculate on how good it is going to be, but we are to always react as to what the market is doing. Okay, you got the idea? Can you type number 1? We should always react as to what the market is doing. If you know the idea or if you understand the idea of how simple higher highs and higher lows context is happening, this actually separates the idea from what we call the sideways, and this is the uptrend. In this case, we are now in a consolidation. Now, one good question during a consolidation phase is that are you looking or what are you looking at in that consolidation for it to tell you that it will actually go about and continue on to the upside? Okay? If you are I used the term in my previous talk in Baguio City in the university there. We like the idea of people who are going up the mountain, right? People who are going up the mountain. And usually people who are going up the mountain or mountaineers usually has or set certain standards for themselves that this is the milestone level that they have had. The idea of cryptocurrency, if it will challenge going to the upside, we want to see it challenge or at least tapping again this level of the market. That is the only way for us to tell that the market is really going towards that level. Now, like what I've said, this is the idea of crypto. And we want to also defeat the idea of nothing but up because every current consolidation from our previous module in Vertex is that we always treat every current consolidation as what we call as if it is now on its lower high perspective. So that very reason of a lower high perspective, apologies for the chart. It's doing lines. Okay. So the lower high perspective of the market will tell us or secure us from the idea of, well, not executing things properly. Like what I've said, okay, the market is now poised towards the upside. But it's not always that we should be always ultra bullish with it. We have to answer questions like what if in the market or what ifs in the market. Because if the market tries to go down and reach this certain level or went into consolidation and reach that certain level, it might poise to go down and retest this moving average 20. So in the same case, the another what if that we can take note of is actually the momentum of the upside. Okay? Another speculative move of what Donald Trump did actually is add up to the potential of cryptocurrency is that have you heard him and Elon Musk launching a new department of the government, is the Department of Government Efficiency Programs of the state of the United States. It actually is actually an acronym of what we call Doge, right? And for cryptocurrency people out there, it is actually a reflection of one specific token or coin, right? And it also drove out some potential towards cryptocurrency. But like what I've said, it's not always that case. Right now, the going stimulus is that. But in the long run, if in case another speculative announcement or abrupt message of Trump comes out of the open in his Twitter or with geopolitical tensions, it might also spike some downside potential towards cryptocurrency. That is why our talk for this afternoon is actually to, well, we saw the chart already of cryptocurrency, but our talk is actually to look at the idea of where is it right now, or where is the currency right now or coin right now, and try to maneuver or check that best tradable idea for it. Well, in the case of cryptocurrency, it is like what I've said, it is in an at the high perspective. Okay? If we are to review other coins or other forex currencies as well, the idea of Euro USD from last week is actually on a good run on shorts. Correct? Yes, it's a good run on shorts. But we have to understand na whenever we are going towards a good run on shorts, unlike where cryptocurrency is right now, there is no historical resistances to likely create that so-called pullback for crypto potential. Unlike for Euro USD and GBP USD, if you look left, there are historical price action moves wherein it is actually crucial and critical to pinpoint where the currency is right now. That should give you at least that sound decision or idea to take things with an objective scale. Take note, like what I've said, the looking left of resistances and support is really ideal to tell you that sound decision. Assuming you just shorted since November 12th, right? And you are now down, or you are now gain 160 pips from November 12th. This is November 12th. You shorted the good call of ours last November 12th. It is right now around 148 pips to 200 pips downside. Take note, okay, this is a really good downtrend perspective. It came from a sideways price action in that it already separates the idea of that whole sideways leg, right? It separates the idea of that whole sideways leg. In this case, we are now in a downtrend scale market. This is the technical scale that we need to look into. And on a downtrending market, try to understand that whenever we are in a downtrend market, we are on what we call a seller's market. And that it's very ideal for you to pinpoint where your price actions are or consolidations are for you to take note of that so-called momentums of price. But, like what I've said, okay, given from last week, we tried or we shorted this level, or we had a good run on short of that level. Our considerations from this slide, is to actually look left, not to be blindsided with the potential of, well, coach said that we're gonna go short, ultra short from last week. Take note that price action will always or also tell you what, or will give you signs, because these signs are also important in the market. If you look left, there are historical pivot points or what we call support levels that might potentially create a hiccup for that certain pair. And this is the case wherein some currencies also are creating some minor pullbacks or rebounds on their certain levels because of this idea. Like what I've said, this is the idea of taking note of where will it be tapping or attracting those levels. Some call it liquidity areas, but let's just put it in a simple sense. Support level. Can you type it in support, right? Let's put it in a simple note. Let's just type support in this level because technically, if you look left, these are the supports from this whole uptrend, correct? And taking into those idea or that idea of it being a support, supports are there to support. Correct, everyone? It's there to support. But the idea of how or when or how will it be supporting should be justified as well. So how will it justify to us? We are, as you see, we are reviewing it in a bigger time frame scale. Correct? We are reviewing it in a bigger time frame scale. The justification that it will actually support is actually seen not on that bigger time frame, but how you can always see it on a smaller time frame scale, wherein, as you can see, the market created a what we call a trend shift potential, or we can also use the term divergences for weakness towards a certain downside, making this whole move going to the upside potential. But, okay, so this justified the idea of what? Okay, the pivot point or the support idea from our look left is now potentially creating that move of the market that will likely give us that idea. Now, I can, from my run on shorts from last week, from November 12th, or if you executed last 13, right, November 13, try to ask yourself, if you've gained already 200 pips with your trades, how much are you willing to give back in the market? Let's say, for example, for 200 pips, you already you entered with a lot size of 1 with that 200 pips. That's basically times 20. That's already $2,000, right? So technically, from that $2,000, how much are you willing to give back? Given that you are now facing certain support levels. Because understanding of support, it might, I'm going to use the term might, it might also create or make the market reverse for a while before actually going down. This is the part of risk management that we always have to consider. And a lot of traders are, well, a lot of traders are really fond of the idea of going to the moon or shorting all the way to hell because of what the market initially give. But like what I've said, we already had a good rundown of 200 pips. Are you that kind of trader that you are willing to lose back the money that you have gained already? Let's say, for example, this is 259 pips. Are you willing to go back up to, from 200 pips, are you willing to go back up to 150 pips of your gains? Okay, this is what we call the piranha. Can you type piranha? Piranha mindset. Okay, in the Philippines, piranha, well, a lot of countries knows a piranha is a fish. But in our country, pera na. That's what Ma'am Ana said there. Pera na, don't make it into a stone. Right? Pera na yan. Okay? Huwag mo nang gawing bato. Right? Try to understand it in that sense. Okay? In trading, you have to make that sound decision as well and ask yourself if you are good with that profit already, or at least have it in your system to take something off from the market, at least from the initial understanding or gain that you have experienced with the market already. At least take something home for yourself, secure some, and if it does continue on, because we have an analysis for the whole week upcoming, if it does continue on, I might hold the remaining and I will continue on as the market, if the market actually goes that way. You get the idea, everyone? Can you type number 1 if you got the idea? Okay. Now, it's the same story as what Euro USD also have done. Okay, and I'll be explaining why is it actually happening this way right now. And okay, the idea of support and resistance is already clear. I mean, you have to ask yourself always when you are trading, before you ever executed your shorts or longs on BTC, where is the market right now? Okay? Try asking yourself, where is the market right now? Where is it going? Let's say, for example, BTC USD is at the high perspective. There is no historical resistance. Where is it going? What will it potentially do in case it creates a consolidation? If in case that consolidation creates another breakout, should I be holding? Right? Or should I be ultra bullish? Or should I be bearish on on just a single consolidation of what BTC is doing? Hello, it is in an at the high perspective. And high chances, because there is no historical resistance, that it will go on and continue until the trend actually snaps. Okay? It's another different story with regards to Euro and GBP, because the context when it was shorting going down is that there is a historical price action support that is actually reacting right now. That is the reason why there is a little hold up in the level, or let's just say slow down in its current move. Also, with regards to gold, I believe some of you guys are gold traders here. Let's visit XAUSD. Shout out to one of our students, Ma'am Shannon, who managed to capitalize gold really well. Okay. Imagine the idea of one of our students is that she managed to draw the idea of separation between its whole sideways scale and the going direction of the trend right now. The going direction of gold right now, it's in a good run on shorts. And the idea, since we now know that the sideways is now over and that it is now potentially in a downtrend or potentially in a sideways, but okay, if it does create a lower low, then it will be a downtrend. If it does go back up again and continue on and consolidate longer, then we can call it a sideways price action. Am I clear with that one, everyone? So this is what happened with gold. And that the idea of gold, since it created a lower low, if you are that type of trader who shorted the level where gold is right now, or where gold was, I mean, try to pinpoint, since you have now separated the idea from an uptrend to a sideways, from a downtrend. If you look left from that sideways, from that downtrend scale, there are always support levels. Okay? There are those key support levels or consolidation areas wherein the market is actually poised to recover or poised to create a consolidation. That is actually the very reason why gold did this move over here and also created a consolidation, a slight consolidation, because of actually having or knowing that there is a support in this level. If we expand this whole thing, that is the whole support level where gold is actually reacting. But like what I've said, we cannot see those reactions panning out on just the bigger time frame. We have to lock down and go down from that time frame to check and see what is actually gold doing when it was in that state. As you can see, and I hope it's very clear. Well, some Vertex people knows what to see or what to look at, especially the current batch of Strong Point program right now, because they just learned what a trend shift potentially is, and that this is that idea of what we call reversal potential. Okay? But the question is, will it be for a long run type of reversal, or will it just become for a just short moment scale? We don't know yet until we see it in price. You got the idea? Can you type number 1 if you got the idea? Okay? So, it's about you knowing to ask yourself those questions. And it is really important to have those questions intact when you are trading. Now, I want us to, the market is really good, right? Can you type good if the market was really good to you, right? If the market was really good to you, type good. Because yeah, the market is really good, and that I want us to generate that idea with ourselves and try to have that sense of security in ourselves with our trades. This idea of what I want to introduce to everyone is to actually use the misdirection in security, or securing what you should be having, or what you should be having. Meaning, I mean, you've experienced gains already. I guess it's but ideal for you to actually lock in and secure some funds with yourself. Correct? It is actually crucial for magic and security of things, or securing of things. It is actually a principle being applied in not only cryptocurrency in trades, especially also in trading. There are a lot of attacks that are happening, and also potential moves that might happen for your portfolios. Now, this idea will let us understand how do we safekeep this the profits or our portfolios, right? How do we safekeep? Because we have some examples a while ago, like with BTC USD or cryptocurrency. Well, we there are exchanges in the market that are let's just say risky for our capitals, correct? And especially for extended periods of it being in the exchange. Okay, our deposits as well. So I highly advise everyone to always safe keep, and I mean, take profit every now and then, and try to secure some for yourself. Okay, have some seed phrases, or what we call double securities with your wallets and all, and try to authenticate things. What's good about the platform also of DuPoint is that it can also trade cryptocurrencies, the main coins, okay, of cryptocurrency. And that this authentication identity is solely for that person or that individual owner. So whoever is that account holder in your portfolio is the only account holder that will be transferred the amount to. So that should at least be our technical know-how when we are trading. Okay? And take note, our money is our life. Like what I've said. We have to safekeep it. And huge shout out to DuPoint Markets for providing us a really good
DuPoint, the one-stop
platform.
trading platform for commodities, indices, and currency pairs.
Okay. Huge shout out for DuPoint Markets for providing us a really good platform as well. And if you want to know more about what we are doing, we are actually having a program. We call it the Professional Financial Market Executive. It's under the Financial Educators Association. So if you want to look it up, try to visit our page in Facebook. And it's actually starting on November 30. So let's get in the juice of what we are dealt with in the current phase of the market. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready to navigate opportunities for the whole week? Yes. Can you type number 1 if you guys are ready? It's kind of critical to know what the market is going through right now. Actually, looking at these potential opportunities, we saw in our terminals. I mean, credit market shifts. Can you type it in, guys? Credit. Credit. In Tagalog, in our native tongue, we call it utang. Utang. So actually, this topic that we will be discussing for today is all about navigating opportunities and amid credit shifts of the market right now. What is happening in the global markets right now, and what is it about credit markets that is actually that good market mover for us. Okay, we have to know how to leverage the market trend and be profitable in this direction. Because this one, we have a lot of tradable ideas in this shift, especially on knowing credit loans, credit standing of people in the US, what's happening and what will or how will it be affecting us. Okay. So right now, the financial market of the US is actually experiencing um uh a crisis. A crisis of what? Default, rising defaults. What we saw from last week and even posted in our Discord server since the other day. Okay? So I want everybody to type prepare. Okay, prepare. Because we are facing right now, or the US is actually facing right now, um, a ton of data that is actually a catalyst for the whole week. And this was posted yesterday and today, I think. And we have a ton of data like CPIs in our Forex factory calendars or inflation reports. We also have the PMI report, and we also have this Fed Manufacturing Index, which is actually critical for you guys to know how will it affect the PMI and how will it potentially affect the trade for the whole week. Okay? Do you know that one of the looming things right now in the market is actually knowing that they are now experiencing significant decline in automotive sales. Okay, automotive sales. Advanced Auto Parts, which is actually one of their biggest, let's just say, parts company in the US, wherein they are providing parts of automotives and or some grocery items for used cars and all, and also selling cars as well. uh, Allied Auto Parts is actually closing down 700 stores. Imagine guys, 700 stores in the country. Not to mention, this 700 stores, what will it potentially affect? Okay? If you are to look at this idea, it will not only affect the standing of shares of Advanced Auto Parts, but also labor. Can you type it in, guys? Labor. Labor, right? Labor is also affected. And what is also that contributing factor if Advanced Auto Parts is actually affected? Okay? If Advanced Auto Parts is closing down, so likely it is telling us that consumer confidence or consumer spending or spending of people is actually declining. If spending is declining, will it generate you that trade idea of what will be of the US currency if spending is going down? What do you think? Will the currency rise up, be strong, or spending is going down? Will it weaken? Will it weaken? Yes. Can you type stronger or weaken if you think it is weakening, if that is the case? Yes. Okay. So actually, if consumer spending is actually going down, as well as retail sales is actually going down. If consumer spending is dropping, it also becomes a snowball effect towards retail sales and trends. And from the previous slide, as you can see, retail sales and trends is also affecting what? It's also affecting the manufacturing, right? It also affects the manufacturing index of how, or where is it? Philly, here. Okay, Fed Manufacturing Index or Philly Fed Manufacturing Index. And the PMI, how will it actually affect the flash manufacturing index, right? Likely, if you have a forecast of 48 point, what do you see that? 48.8 from 48.5, we might see a potential decline towards the dollar. Correct, everyone? Can you type number 1 if you got the idea? We might expect a potential decline to it, but there is actually, that is the immediate reaction of it. Okay, that is the immediate reaction of it. Because another thing that also contributed to this consumer confidence is this high rejection of um, credit applications being rejected. Ally Financing is actually the one responsible in aiding people to like finance their auto loans, car loans, and all. If a lot of consumer spending of a lot of credit cards are being declined and or applications are being declined, will it affect also sales? Yes, in the future. Yes, it will. It will also affect sales in the future, and it might or it will definitely strike something for the currency. And I guess it can already give you that sound decision as to what will potentially happen to the currency. Let's discuss it later a bit more in depth. So here are what's driving and the defaults, okay, of the delinquency. A lot of credit card delinquency hits. We actually hit the highest right now since 2012, and auto loan delinquencies as well rose up since 2000 crisis. And this is actually one of the triggers of what we call unemployment. So this actually a reflection of what we call unemployment, and it's actually rising right now. And it is actually contributing to what the market might potentially do. So I guess right now you are thinking of what better decision should you be making if you relate it from our base and quote understanding. If this is what's happening with the US, what will happen with the other currency? You got the idea, everyone? If US is kind of weakening because of what's happening with all this data, okay, what will happen with the other currencies? As you see, with the currencies since yesterday, we have now created what? A pivotal move or a support idea because of that idea generation of what we call the narrative of the market right now. Okay. And because the dollar is weakening because of all those advanced data that is given in our server. Just to show you guys, this is actually the data that we have provided in our server. And if you guys want to read on all this data in advance, it is showcased in our server. We have a data from November 18, the decline of automotive sales, consumer spending decline, and since yesterday, we know what to do already. And there are already stock strategies and forex strategies that we can do given this data. Okay, so if you guys are part of Vertex, I know that you guys are enjoying and fond of reading all this data. Okay, and like what I've said, this data will give us that sound decision immediately. If right now consumer spending is affecting everything and even the dollar is like weakening because of this one, likely other currencies will develop strength towards it. But the real question is, will it last? Okay. The real question is, will it last? And what will be the snowball effect towards the currencies more in the future? Now, let's talk about labor market first and lending standard. With regards to labor market and lending standards, it, like what I've said, right now it's rising unemployment and declines in the US that is happening right now. And a lot of banks are actually having this tension with credit right now because of unemployment, and that people who borrowed money are not capable of actually paying. And actually, the US right now is um, is in really bad shape, and it is actually showing right now. The only way for it to be protected is that, I guess, we can answer it from our previous module or from our previous slides before. Okay? So that is actually the economic impact. Safe havens market. Okay, usually we look into cross-correlated markets against the US because of what's happening towards this. Usually, impacted currencies, US dollar will likely go down, JPY will tend to become stronger and all. Pero in the future, potentially, what will it actually lead? Okay, what will it actually lead? Banks or the Federal Reserve clarified its stance actually on the keyword that's posted in our server, the tightening. Okay, the tightening stance of the Federal Reserve. It is actually part of them that it's indicating that banks really need help. And with this data, they're increasing use of risks. They're increasing use of risks will deteriorate the credit cycle of the whole US. But like what I've said, that the key word here is actually, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Tightening of the whole rates of the US. Okay, has clarified the stance, indicating while they can help bank manage risks, their increasing use and deteriorating credit cycle raises concerns about this systematic risks. It is actually by default that the US will actually tighten further because the reason for this one is that, well, people cannot pay already, right? People cannot pay already. And that for it to actually go about and for them to fight against this one, eventually they have to loosen things up right after. Okay? You got the idea, everyone? So here is the keyword is tightening, and that let's look at the potential effects of the currency. Current trend of Federal Reserve reports sharp rise in default rates on households. Usually because of these delinquencies, this will be the future effect in the currency. And we are looking at a potential rebound of the market, but it's not gonna be for long. Okay, it's not gonna be for long. Potentially, dollar will again pick up strength and potentially lower down euro again right after this whole move. So expect that there might be potential continuation of what's gonna happen, and as well as other currencies as well. We have some other data or analysis or trade idea that I can give as well with regards to rising defaults and in the US. It actually indicates what we call a risk off, and it is in the future it will be favorable for the US dollar, favorable for JPY as well, and favorable for CHF. Expect banks to particularly the Federal Reserve to pause potentially because of this, pause their rate cut or pause or rate cut eventually if unemployment spikes further. In case unemployment spikes further right after the automobile company and Ally Financial data, if it actually spikes down again, and the Federal Reserve continues to rate cut, then we react on a long again. You got the idea, everyone? Then we act on a long idea again. For other actions with cryptocurrency, especially, potentially it could be a risk off. It might lead to liquidation of risk assets because of, let's just say, people not paying or securing their debt anymore. If people are invested in crypto, people might liquidate their funds and also potentially lead for cryptocurrency might also going down. I'm not saying it will go down, but we have to react accordingly. Okay. We also have some actions towards the US dollar, or well, riskier pairs like AUD and NZD. Usually, with NZD and AUD, if this is the case that there is actually some tensions and the dollar will potentially strengthen, well, automatically AUD and NZD will go down. Okay, NZD and AUD will go down right after. Even AUD, Euro, GBP, and AUD and NZD. But take note, if the crisis tends to, worsen the labor factor further, okay, our actions or the sole action of the Federal Reserve is to actually create a rate cut, making the dollar weaker and the other pairs go back stronger. So right now, the going direction of the currency is just on a slight long. It can potentially go down again. Okay, it can potentially go down again. If it does go down, we react accordingly. Okay, my advice is to react accordingly. Where are the significant levels where prices can potentially react with certain pairs as well? Try to look into those areas of consideration in the market. And if the dollar finally decides to rate cut again because of the labor worsening, then we reverse the whole pairs further and go up again. Okay, you got the idea, everyone? Yes? Clear? Can you type number 1 if you got the idea of what tradable ideas can we do? Because these ideas in the market, we are now on the choppy side of the market and we are on the speculative side of the market right now. Since all these whole run-ups, we are experiencing some crisis in a ton of areas. But like what I've said, we have to maintain tight stops in markets, in different markets, and make sure to secure our objectives properly. So given how credit cycle is downturning, okay, what will it potentially do and what will you do? Take note, when we look into our Forex Factory calendar, let's look at what will be the effects of the impacts, or what we call red folders. Okay, what are the economic indicators that we have to look into in those economic indicators? It's taking a long time to load. Okay, in these economic indicators, we have CPI. So what are the potential effects in the CPI because of that? I guess you know the answer. If we see unemployment claims already, right? Potentially, what will potentially happen further with unemployment claims of the US? We are right now at 217 because of the data that I gave you a while ago. It might end up being positive and give us that sound decision that dollar will potentially weaken, and also potentially euro might potentially go up. But like what I've said, usually this tends to lead to further tightening, okay, and might lead to the continuation of what's gonna happen, okay, until it goes on and continue. And we also have this Philly Fed Manufacturing Index as well that is also affected. it is giving us a weaker signal or forecast with regards to the dollar. And I guess you know what to do if it's on a negative state with regards to dollar. So there's that going direction to you guys already. Okay. With regards to some PMIs as well, positive negative effect, it's as simple as it can be. And also flash manufacturing index, also manufacturing. We all know that one of the biggest manufacturings in the US is automotives. I guess I said the stand already as to what potentials it can give us. So it's our job as traders to actually react. And take note, we also have other currency effects. CPIs of GBP, we have CPI, GBP, we have AUD, Bullock speaking, we have US unemployment claims, as well as Euro manufacturing index. The manufacturing of Euro is still intact from last week. Take note. So we might see potential continuation because of it. So every day in this whole week, we have a potential ups and downs. So look into that. If there's anything, it's feel free to ask us or ask away in our server, okay, or in our in DuPoint Markets as well, and in our page. So everything of what I have said is actually a combination of technical analysis and or fundamental analysis. It's our job as traders to understand how fundamentals are or how fundamentals work, what will be the going direction and stimulus of the market or the tickle of the market, where will it go? It's your job as traders to actually react and pinpoint in the market what potential move will you do given what you want to see in the technical analysis side. Will you go for a breakout given that this is the stimulus? Or will you go for a breakdown or a potential continuation of the trend on a bigger scale if this is the effect of the impact? Like what I've said, the technicals will determine how you will be executing, but the narrative of the market will always dictate where it will be going. Okay? So are there questions with regards to the topic and discussion that we have shared today? Yes? Can you type number 1 if you guys learned naman for today's session? Question? What will potentially happen in the market? Can you type number 1 if you have question? Or can you ask away? Can I ask Hendrich? Hendrich, do you have any questions so far, Hendrich? Ma'am Anna, do you have questions so far with regards to the market? Okay. So I guess there are no questions. I hope we have prepared us, everybody, for what will potentially happen. Dito lang po ba sa DuPoint may copy trading? There are a lot of copy trading platforms out there, but since this is a webinar that is powered by DuPoint, I highly advise everyone to, syempre, patronize also DuPoint Markets. It's a really good platform and avenue for you to actually grow. And they have fast transactions as well. And support-wise, we have our RMs and BDMs inside of the platform that is pretty much supporting for everyone. So, Sir Chad, if you may, you can also utilize and see the platforms of DuPoint. I highly suggest. Okay. Any questions so far? Francis, do you have questions? We have Rachel. Rachel Fuentes. Ano pong social trader name yung isasuggest nyo? I don't suggest any social trader. What I suggest you, Sir Chad, is for you to study. Okay. It's not that I'm not recommending anyone for you to actually trade. Take note. If you want to go for copy trading, try to scrutinize the portfolio well. Okay? Try to scrutinize the portfolio of that person well. How is it? How is his timing? How is his risk? Another thing is that, is it actually good giving a good yield from when it first started? So that's the questions that you need to be answered. If not, I highly suggest for you to continue on study. Okay. So I guess maybe some RMs can suggest a way to search Chad FX24 sa who is their recommendations, but I must advise Sir Chad for you to study. Okay, that's the best idea right now. Now, hold po ba ang commissions ng MIB or IB dito? That I don't know, sir. I'm only an analyst that is providing for everyone here. Okay, from what I know from IBs, that they don't do that. They give rebates immediately, I believe. And right on top of commissions, I think binibigay nila kagad yon. So no problem about that, I believe. I'm just a provider of education here, Sir Chad. Okay. Any more questions? We have Joko here. Shout out, Joko Lates. We have Larry, Joel, Tin, Ma'am Tin. Okay. So if there are no more questions, or do you have any more questions, guys? Feel free to visit us in our page. It's Vertex Trading. Okay, you can search it in Vertex Trading SP or Vertex Trading. Search for the big bull over there. We provide micro-credential certifications and license certifications for every trader here in the Philippines, and also provide the necessary courses that you need to be trading financial markets well. May it be local stock market, PSEI, and cryptocurrency as well, and Forex market as well. And we also are promoting this upcoming November 30th program that we have. It's priced at around 6,000 pesos. It's called PFME. We have PFMEs here. Shout out to you guys, Sir Joko, and the others as well, who have experienced the program and that they have license designations being given to them after they completed the course. So with that, I thank you guys for being here today, this afternoon. And huge shout out to DuPoint Markets. Okay, huge shout out to DuPoint Markets for providing this educational value week per week. And this is another week, another trade for everyone. I'll see you guys next week.